Today I'm standing beside one of the most exciting vehicles in the Lexus lineup for 2026. A vehicle that's been long awaited in my eyes for a refresh, the Lexus ES. And the one beside me is the all-new plug-in model, the ES500. In today's video, I'm gonna go over why this vehicle is so important, especially with the latest announcement of the Lexus LS being canceled. And can the ES replace that hole in our hearts? So what better way than to get up close and personal with our camera here, because I personally find with the ES, the internet didn't do it as much of a justice as seeing it in person. So being able to sort of show you guys an up close and personal look, I think is gonna be valuable. So one of the things about the ES that's been pretty hard to tell online is the design language. Things like the headlight placement, for instance. Now this is already giving me Toyota Prius vibes in a good way. I know some people in the comments might say differ, but because of this headlight in particular. So what we're seeing here is a daytime running light up where the normal headlight would normally be, and then the actual multi-bulb headlight setup to be sort of below, integrated a little into the bumper. Now, the rest of the front is kind of looking like the rest of the market when it comes to EV models. We have a little bit of that RX mark here, of that grille that sort of blends into the bumper and also doesn't have, you know, the big F-Sport spindle like previous. I can notice right away we have the new 2.0 Lexus emblem there, supposed to be designed for a little bit more aerodynamic as well as just a new updated look. The front end is a little bit bigger than I expected. The internet, again, did not do it justice. But I'll give you guys a little bit more of a close look. We have those sensors sort of just at the bottom here. Our front-facing camera, which is off to the side a little bit. I don't know why they did that, but I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe for the license plate bracket? No, that should be higher. So I'm not too sure. I know with this model we have turning lamps, so that's probably what we're seeing on the bottom there. And actually, interesting enough, there's a hood design that I could not see on the internet. That's this little shelf right here. Reminds me of the Lotus Emira a little bit. I don't use the word aggressive anymore, but a little bit sporty, let's say. This is a new color for Lexus as well. You can see a little bit of purple in there, a little bit of blue, really good metallic flake as well. And by the way, for the ES, there is a lot of new firsts for this redesign. One of them that I'm most excited about is actually the soft closed doors. So usually that in Lexus world, that's been a feature in North America that you had to get on things like the LS, the LX, all the flagship cars. But when they designed the ES, it's like they knew the LS was going to be replaced and they have the soft close integrated. Now this design is something I was very curious about how it would look in person. I'll be honest, I did not quite love it in person. If it wasn't there, because it's such a big sedan, it might look too plain. So for anybody online that's a little bit worried about that side decoration, I think it's because of the sedan is so big and the doors are so big that if it wasn't there, I think we would miss it. I think it'd be something that would maybe just look a little too plain. Wheel design, I mean, this one being the EV has a very EV type wheel. I would have liked to see that a little bit more solid, but still, I think it matches the vibe that the Lexus is going for. I also noticed the door handles are new, and that's unlike anything else in the Lexus world, where you're actually putting your hand in the door, and it is electronic, obviously. Ooh, the thing I like about this, I wonder how it works. So one of the gripes about our current e-latch door system is when the battery's dead, it's hard to open it because you have to pull on like a little flap. This one with this new design, I think might be a lot easier. Let's look at the interior a little bit. So we have bamboo trim, very much like that. Lexus has had this in the past as well. I remember when I worked for Lexus, one of my favorite trims at the factory level was installing the bamboo. I always thought it was very, very classy, very Japanese. And I think they did a really good job with the modern design of this one. We have things like Mark Levinson as standard in this package anyway. The steering wheel is very different than what we're used to. It doesn't have the classic L emblem. Instead, it's the new Lexus. I actually really like it. I think it's very classy. I think it's luxurious. It's all soft touch. I did notice off to the side here, even the settings for 1, 2, and 3 for the memory seats and steering wheel, they're like flush, which is really nice. That's a surprise. I purposely didn't do a ton of research of other people's impressions before coming here today, and that was a very nice surprise. I love that it's flush. I think that's very classy. Also, I noticed the steering wheel controls are a lot different. We have an actual physical like rocker switch for the volume up and down, as well as the cruise up and down. And then sort of like a touchpad that looks like very similar to the intelligent customizable one that we've seen in like the RX and the NX, but with a little bit more grip to it. Also nice to see, Lexus did a better job at hiding that driver monitor. It's usually in any RX, NX, I think those are the main two that you'll see them in, GX, stuff like that. It usually sticks up quite a bit. This one, they've done a really good job of integrating it. And speaking of integration, look at that gauge cluster. Super, super sleek. It is just a little tiny screen. It's like Lexus did the shape of a normal gauge cluster, but instead of putting that screen inside of it, they left it just a little bit out. Kind of similar to what we're seeing in the market. I really like it. Nice big square screen in the center with probably the nicest volume knob I've seen with Lexus. It's this little cross hatch that's lit from the back. Very nice texture, very nice feel. I'm actually very impressed with all of the fit and feel in this car so far. Like, look at that subtleness. We have the driver view monitor, sorry, the panel view monitor, front defrost, rear defrost, the automatic parking feature, and also the climate up and down, all integrated into that panel. Super, super luxurious, no physical buttons there, but they are still physical. Like, you still push them in, but they're just very flush. We got our power switch down here. Oh, this is a Lexus first as well. We have two key wireless chargers, Qi wireless chargers. Instead of one, we have two. They're both side by side. So Lexus thinking of the passengers in this car, your passenger can charge their phone as well as you. Also, always a big luxurious thing for me is being able to hide those cup holders whenever you don't want to see them. I think that's great. If it was me, I would leave those closed all the time so that it just looks super, super flush. New shifter. So this is an East shifter as well. Just kind of throw it down, up, park. Again, very much keeping that center console very luxurious. And that's a thing in the luxury world right now for cars. Less is more. Brands are showing that luxury is actually less chaos, less buttons, more of a peaceful interior. The ES is doing that. I see some very nice decoration, ambient lighting. And I did hear from one of the trainers at Lexus that the ambient lighting really engulfs you in this car. And I think that's really cool. We got the classic Lexus armrest that opens from both sides. We have a pano roof here, obviously our digital rear view mirror that you can turn on and off from there. I don't see a button to tint the sunroof, but that's okay. What we should do is try to shut the door and see how that sounds though. Super solid. And if it was my friend Ahmed, he would say if you have soft close doors, make sure you use them. So if you paid for soft close, use soft close. And I'm just gonna try it out. Very nice. I did just notice something though. That bamboo that I mentioned on the door panel is actually the ambient lighting. So that's actually lit up. It's not just decoration bamboo, it's backlit. So that's super, super cool and is really gonna add to the ambience of this vehicle at nighttime. Let's check out the back seat. Okay, so as you can see, the back seat does have a really big door, maybe an LS replacement, we'll see. Lots of space. I get in and out of here very nicely. I did notice the car isn't super low. For rear passengers, that makes it really easy to get in and out. And again, we see that really nice lit up ambient lighting. I can't tell you how gorgeous that is. That's super nice. And the way, the texture and the dimension of that ambient panel, I'm gonna start calling it now, really adds to this interior. I'm telling you, it's like looking at artwork. I did notice we have a manual shade back here, which I love to see. Very simple in terms of amenities. We just have some USB-Cs back here. Armrest is always a big thing for a sedan. Oh, nice. You guys, this is solid. This is really solid. Interesting. This is like a phone holder, I guess, and an armrest, and there's probably cup holders in the front. Yep, if we go like this. This is a prototype at an auto show, so it's probably jammed up, but I can tell that there is one in there. Nice space here. Again, nothing too crazy, but to create that long sedan type back seat. Being 6'1", I have plenty of space back here. And by the way, I said something wrong. It's not a panel roof. It's just a big front sunroof. I just noticed that now. So this one doesn't have the panel roof. Really nice. I actually like the white interior too. The only thing I didn't see, and I wonder if it's in that panel, is heated rear seats. Oh, here's the cup holders. There we go. So I'll just show you guys how that works. Just collapsible plastic cup holders. I never mind about that. As long as they're there, that's all I care about. I don't see heated seats back here, unless I'm missing the button. But nonetheless, a really comfortable perforated leather seat. Okay, over to the rear, and this is another element where the internet did not do it justice. We have a really nice taillight from one side to the other. We have a lit up Lexus emblem, so that's super, super cool and rare. I love to see that. Obviously our two cameras back there, one for the rear view mirror and one for the backup camera. A little bit of lighting here too, which is nice and modern. I would say this new ES isn't what I would call your grandfather's ES. This is much, much more modern. In fact, I think Lexus leaned into the modernization of this car, if anything. Interesting though, even the raised lettering for ES500 is different from any other model I've seen. It's like a thinner, more matte finish instead of like a shiny raised finish. Obviously we don't have any exhaust back here because it's an EV. Let's see if we can open the trunk. There we go. So power trunk, really decent size. It looks like you don't fold down the full rear seats, but there's a pass-through. Good storage, let's look under that. Matt, a little bit of extra storage under there. Overall checks all the boxes of a sedan buyer, that's for sure. Okay, so a couple bonus Easter eggs. One is, my inclination was correct. The way to use the E-latch on this one, if the car is dead, is very easy. You just pull this tab out. That's way easier than the previous one. Also, the bamboo is actually an alloy of real bamboo and some other material that's, you know, luminescent. And that's 3D printed to create that really special glow. So I could already tell that it's special, and I didn't realize how much thought went into that, which doesn't surprise me with a brand like Lexus. So the ES doesn't just stop at what I've shown you today. Doing a little bit of research, you can see that you can also get an executive VIP package, which turns that rear seat into a true executive sedan. Things like massaging seats, a rear center control, just like we saw with executive LSs, now in this modern, sleek ES. And the more I look at this car, the more I realize that it really is checking a huge box in the marketplace of a trendy, fun to drive EV with a very luxurious and calming interior. Everything from that ambient lighting with the bamboo to those really flush buttons that are still physical buttons, but hidden in the dash, is going to create a really unique driving experience for anybody who already loves the brand Lexus, and for anyone that's new to it. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the new ES. Is it the same as you saw online, or maybe even better in person? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Lexus related content.